The ModernJeeper Show, the show about Jeeps, Jeeping, and Jeepers.
Well, hey, Modern Jeepers, is another episode of the Modern Jeeper Show with me, Matson from Metalcloak, and Mr. Modern Jeeper Corey Osborne.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, and Jessy, Rockstar Jeep Girl. How are you doing, girl?
Excellent. How are you?
I am good. And, you know, it's like I was saying this morning on the 8 a.m. live feed that we're doing because we're doing our daily sales. It's a Thanksgiving celebration. On my 8 a.m. feed, I was already talking this morning about craving turkey and I'm coughing, or craving turkey and stuffing. And the first thing I'm thinking of, like, I remember, like, the whole turkey dinner. I never got to enjoy it because I wasn't there. But didn't you do like a turkey dinner for Death Valley last year?
Yes, I did.
Or like this year,
Yep.
or this earlier.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I saved it all since we didn't get a Thanksgiving and pre-cooked it and packed it and made it on the trail.
Yeah, so, we actually used the scuttle and made it on the scuttle, and we had
the scuttle.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So the thing I was thinking about it is because, like, it's like I can cook a turkey, and I've, you know, that's fine. But I'm kind of wanting somebody else. I'm like, what I should have done is like arranged for you guys to come out and join us,
right?
See?
And then walked away and gave you full access to my kitchen and said, "Go for it. Do whatever you want to do."
We should have been out there, but you know, our crazy schedule of life is. Yeah, and you've been busy. You've been up every day. We've been checking out the whole giveaway stuff going on, and that's been exciting. That's been really cool. That's been fun.
It has been fun. And, you know, we did it as a little test last year. And last year, I did it on like YouTube Live. I thought, let's do YouTube Live. Let's try this thing out and see how it works. So most of them are at 1:30 or 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock in the morning.
Right.
You know, one of our guys here, one of our employees, like, I was in the line at the Roach Coach, and he goes, man, that's bullshit. You're not really up at 4 a.m. doing this stuff. I'm like, yeah, dude, that's what it is. That's what it takes sometimes. So it was easier because I could just wait up and then I could just do it all and get it done and go to sleep and come to work. Now we're doing it at 8 a.m. Figured 8 a.m. more people are watching, more people are involved, and we're doing it on both IG and Facebook at the same time. Now I'll show our listeners how we're doing that.
Yeah, you got to get out the rubber band stuff.
Yeah, we got to see this
literally, like, I am rubber banding these two things together. I'm rubber banding them together. Here's my rubber bands for proof.
Nice.
And I have one running on IG Live, the other one Facebook Live, and I'm just standing out there doing my thing, talking to both of these because, you know, this is super high tech.
It is. Totally.
But now the sad part is right in front of our building, and I keep getting connection issues on the Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
Dude,
This
I'm
morning
10
was a
feet
little
out of my building.
I'm like, did he edit it while he was doing
I think it was because you were trying to chew gum and do something at the same time.
You're not allowed
Okay,
to
so
do that anymore.
you guys are catching me chewing gum, that's 2 days in a row chewing gum.
Yes. So are you trying to quit smoking or something? What's the deal?
Product plug. This is my put in the camera there for the guys. This is the Neuro gum. This is my energy and focus gum. So I'm like 15 minutes before, I'm still tired in the morning. I gotta get out there and do something. I'm like chewing this. Usually I keep it till the afternoon. Usually this is an after lunch gum. It has 65 milligrams of caffeine. It's from a company called Neuro Gum.
Coffee don't do nothing for me.
And it has a bunch of other stuff to keep you from like just crashing. But yeah, that's what I'm chewing. I'm chewing my Neuro Gum to try to hype me up. There you go.
Yeah,
See?
I can't have those.
You got the Rockstar Boom. That's right. That's your thing.
Yeah, I can't. They give me heartburn real bad now.
Yeah.
I can't with the sport or the energy drinks.
Every once in a while.
So Rockstar Jeep. So Rockstar Jeep.
When we're at home, or if I'm
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
We have a little bit of a delay because of, I think, where we're at. So, yeah, actually haven't drank very many of the energy drinks for a while. But when we're either traveling late afternoon kind of thing, or if I'm running the CTI trailer, I'll have one of those in the morning, and just to kind of get things, a little bit more motivation, I guess. But yeah, I don't, everybody says, yeah, they're not healthy and all that kind of stuff. I believe that. They're probably not the healthiest thing. Anytime you pump 300 milligrams of caffeine into your body in a matter of minutes.
And people wonder why they don't sleep anymore.
Yeah.
See, the funny thing is, I can go, NeuroGum not so much, but I can have like a full cup of coffee and be asleep 5 minutes later.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I need coffee just to be normal, like just to get up to be okay. So yeah, I think we've just tuned our bodies to be so reliant on those things, though.
It's like the one thing that I'm absolutely making sure my kids have no access to. Jack can't have sugar. He just doesn't handle it. Josh doesn't do gluten, all that kind of stuff. But caffeine, I've managed to keep them all away from caffeine because we just don't have caffeine sodas. We don't have any of that, right? I had a nephew who, like, the kids, he was less than a year old and he's drinking Pepsi. Like, that can't be good for the brain, all that caffeine.
No.
Nope.
At a certain point you'll introduce it, and at a certain point they'll figure out that they can get on their bicycle and ride down to and get a 911 at Mafia Brothers, whatever that is. What do they call it? What's that? Whatever that place is. Mafia Brothers. No, the Mafia, right? And they get a 911 with like 12 shots and tons of sugar and just be like, yeah, Daddy, I'm okay.
I'm gonna go in the backyard and dig us a sprinkler system real quick.
Hey kid, why don't you put down that? I'm gonna give you some Adderall. It's probably better for you.
Yeah, right. There you go.
Jeez. I did not say that. That was not appropriate. By the way, I'm enjoying a white chocolate Kit Kat. A little white chocolate, white chocolate Kit Kat, because I need those pounds.
They're just so yummy.
They are. I love white chocolate. I was thinking today how Hershey's used to have the white chocolate bars.
No, I found something perfect for that. So they have the new M&M sugar cookies. It's white chocolate in the middle with sugar cookies, and they are divine.
If you like sugar cookies. No, they're good.
I like sugar and I like cookies. So why can't I like sugar cookies?
I'm confused, though. Why don't we just take a spoon and dip it in a thing of sugar and just eat that? I don't get the whole... I used
to do that.
Oh, yeah, well,
we
there
used
you go.
To our kid.
I used to, when I was 11, I remember making cinnamon sugar toast.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
With tons of cinnamon and a freaking inch layer of sugar.
Sugar. Yeah.
You know how the best way to cook that is? When you slather with butter and you put all the sugar and cinnamon on it, you put it on broil in the oven and it crystallizes the top. So it's magical.
Somehow we were doing it in a toaster. I don't know what. I mean, I was at a friend's house. I hate to see what that toaster was like, but we were doing
fire
it
in the kitchen. I don't know why.
Oh.
We used to do that with peanut butter and toast, and then I would put sugar on top of the peanut butter on toast.
Oh my God!
It's pretty good.
Now we're using healthy sugar, or peanut butter, or like Jiffy.
Jiffy.
Nice.
Yeah. Because I don't think in 1972 they made like healthy peanut butter.
Yeah, they did. It was your grandmother made the peanut butter by just getting some peanuts and spending an hour crunching it down into a spread.
Right.
So it's kind of funny because the kids, like, what the wife will grab Jiffy just because it's easy with the kids, and you don't have to stir it, right? But I prefer good peanut butter. You stir it up, get it ready, it's in there, right? However, my go-to, one of my old favorites, is vanilla ice cream with peanut butter. And my go-to on that is Jiffy. Putting Jiffy on with
you can buy ice cream with chunks of nice creamy strings of peanut butter in it.
It's just not the same.
Brahms.
It's not the same.
Brahms.
And I guess it is called just Jif. It's really not Jiffy.
Yeah, it's not Jiffy anymore.
That's right.
It's just Jif.
Oh, what's the other one then? There's Jif and
Peter Pan
and Skippy. I was thinking about Skippy. I was combining Jif
Skippy.
and Skippy.
It's a mix between Jif and Skippy. It's called Jiffy.
Jiffy, that's right. And is it a GIF or a GIF? Wait, there's a whole other argument.
Right. So we should talk about Jeep stuff.
No, we don't need to talk about Jeep stuff. Speaking of Jeep stuff, I don't know. This is the Thanksgiving. By the way, everybody, you're listening to us here at the Modern Jeeper Show. It is Thanksgiving. It is Thursday, November 25th, and happy Thanksgiving.
I'll be
guys.
cooking.
Yeah, happy Thanksgiving.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, this is great. Let's talk some Jeep stuff, and then we're going to talk about what we're thankful for, because this is Thanksgiving, which means it's a time for us to be thankful.
And of course, our listeners probably have this podcast going right in the middle of their Thanksgiving dinner, which is greatly appreciated.
Right.
Share it with your family. Share it with everybody at the table.
Yeah.
It'll keep you guys from, getting yourselves in trouble by having those one-on-one conversations with family members.
And you might get a giggle.
That's right. Well, promise not to be too political. And every once in a while we'll scream things like, Bobby, get your hands out of mashed potatoes. Things like that, right?
Right.
Quit throwing the peas.
There's peas for Thanksgiving?
Peas?
No, that was mostly corn or green bean.
Green bean casserole.
Peas go in, yeah, exactly. They go into the green bean casserole.
So what's your take on hominy then?
Hominy?
Yeah.
How many what?
Hominy.
How many
Hominy
guys
grits.
does it take to eat a turkey?
Ain't had no grits in my Thanksgiving. There's one of the best Thanksgivings I've ever had, though, was because there were times where I was just, single guy working my business, whatever. Had a couple of customers when I had my graphic design company invite me over. They just said, hey, come on over Thanksgiving with us. I'm like, okay. So it was a wonderful Black family. And I only use that because the food was an amazing. We had peach cobbler. We had 2 types of turkeys. One was deep fried, one was baked. We had 3 types of greens.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you have not had, there was collard greens, mustard greens. I mean, it was just amazing. It was one of the best meals I had.
Nice.
I didn't have to bring anything, or at least to this day, I think I wasn't supposed to bring anything.
You were the third
they
type
didn't
of
invite
turkey.
me back, so maybe I was just a bad guest.
You were the third type of turkey.
I was.
You were the jive. The jive turkey.
That's right. I was the token white guy.
Oh God.
But it was amazing. It was like absolutely amazing meal, amazing Thanksgiving, and I like that. I grew up doing more Thanksgivings with friends. Like my mom and I lived in L.A. Single mom, lived in L.A. Occasionally we would do family things, but drive up to Sacramento to be with hers. But a lot of times we couldn't drive up there, so I remember going to just friends' houses, like big spreads that were a bunch of friends coming over and having a big Thanksgiving, right? Versus just a small family group doing, which is up here. It's mostly that, there's small family groups and friends. But I always enjoyed that. I always enjoyed like just going out with big friends and having big house celebrations where the turkey's there, and it's nothing. It's not as formal. It's just being there and being with friends and eating and having fun.
It's interesting. I was just thinking about it. We're actually in our second year of having Thanksgiving under these, these mandates and whatnot that are taking place. And I'm hopeful that people are doing what they want to do and realizing that family is more important than sometimes than what maybe our government is telling us to do. I don't want to get political. I'm not getting political. I'm just saying, to each their own, and hopefully, I mean, we're in a long time now, and if people aren't getting together for fear, our relatives get older and older every year. We don't get those years back. So
Right.
If we're not able to spend it with them, and we're going to actually be afraid because somebody may get sick or something like that, I think it's very unfortunate if we're losing loved ones because they're afraid to get together over something like Thanksgiving. So
Yeah, and that's the flip side of this whole thing. And again, we're not going to get political.
Nope.
But while Bobby gets his hands out of the mashed potatoes,
right.
We're just gonna. The reality is that the fear that has been set in by this, right? There's a certain fear factor, and it's going to take a long time under the current circumstances for people to get over that fear. Even if we said everything's fine, everything's good, you can go back to normal, life's normal. There's the fear has been instilled so hard in some of these populations that it's going to be hard.
That's right.
And it's, we just had yesterday a friend of ours come over to our house. She's an elderly woman. My wife is known for years. She kind of became an aunt to our kids, and they were, a big part of it. We call her Yaya. She's a really big part of the kids' lives. Well, March 2020 comes along, And she's one of the people that unfortunately got really scared about it. And so we haven't seen her since March 2020. Then we come to find out that like she almost died late last year from complications of getting a surgery or something like that. And like, it's sad. That's been 2 years since this person has been. Now, thankfully, the kids actually like recognized her and we're excited to have her there. But just to have that person out of your life for that period of time, right? And we've been in communication with her occasionally, but she used to come over like 2-3 times a day or a week, right? She was part of their lives. So, but there's a lot of people like that.
Well, and we're still, so Jessy and I are still on the road. We got back from SEMA and Death Valley, and we were home one day. We hit the road. We headed for Disney, Oklahoma. We're traveling back right now, so we are in another hotel. We're actually in New Mexico, in Raton, and I forget. I got out, hopped out of the truck, went in to check in. We're in New Mexico. New Mexico has been one of the stricter states that we've come across, and it is absolutely, you wear a mask indoors. And so I dug them here. In Oklahoma, we hadn't worn a mask for the last 3, 4, 5 days, and you get across a state line, and all of a sudden everything's different. It's a weird feeling.
It is weird, and think just today, like I hopped in my truck, drove over, and like, I'm going into Togo's to get some lunch. Like looking inside, glancing inside.
Yeah, what's everybody else doing?
Yeah, well, when I saw that the employees were kind of having it around there, down here, and there was one guy with that, I was like, okay, I grabbed one, threw it in my pocket, but it's not the same. You don't have it as your go-to all the time anymore, right? Not
right.
Even though we're supposed to,
right?
But it's still, I think people are kind of over it. Like they realize it's not. The sad part is the schools. I mean, it's out here, especially in California, the schools. How do little kids really learn to deal with people when all they see is their eyes and they can't see if the teacher's smiling at them or not? And this is it. This is their interaction, right?
Right.
And that interaction just is terrible.
Well, and it's very odd. I mean, so here we were in Disney, Oklahoma, with our good friend Jeremy Rowe, was creating a new music video called Jeep Girl that'll be coming out the second week of December. I think December 14th, something like that.
Nice.
And we had a shout out to him, a shout out to there was a bunch of ladies that came up from
Texas.
the North Texas Jeep Club.
Yeah.
And got to meet a lot of them and spend some time with Jeremy and his family, who his dad is a veteran and actually does a lot of stuff for Wheeling for the Wounded. And it was really cool to be with a group of people who enjoyed and have a passion for, number one, wheeling, number two, for good country music, and that we forget about. There's these mandates going on, and there's all these politics going on and all that. It was so nice to get away from that. But it also it's eastern Oklahoma, and I forget how far. It's way east,
way
in
above
Oklahoma.
east,
right?
Eastern above, at the Grand Lake. So,
but what a cool place! We were there for the Crawl for Christ event like 3 years ago.
About 3.
And there was a whole bunch of water. The spillway was open. So going back this time for me, and Jesse's been there a number of times, but for me, there was hardly any water there this time. So I got to see there is a lot of wheeling to be done in Disney, Oklahoma. And it's all in the spillways, and it's all in managed Department of Interior, like, oh, by the way, we may open the spillway at any time. So if you hear sirens or the helicopters come down with the loudspeakers and tell you to leave, it's because we're going to open the spillway and you shouldn't be here.
Book it. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, that's great. I'm glad you guys, I first heard about Disney, Oklahoma when I was out visiting, going through in 2014. And we hit up Kicker and that whole group.
Oh, right. Stillwater.
Yeah, Stillwater and did that. And they were all like, oh yeah, tomorrow we're running out to Disney. Oh, I'm like, Disney? There's this place called Disney. Oh,
Disney?
Disney in Oklahoma? Like, so yeah, I really want to know, like, how did that name come to be for that area, right? And is it like private? Was it like what's the background? How
That's a
did
good question.
how
I
did
know. I really don't know.
Well,
I never looked into it.
we'll do a story of us being down there again, and we'll have to do some research and figure out. I mean, Grand Lake is a huge lake. It's a really cool area. It's a big lake, and the images from 3 years ago of when the spillway was open to now, there were parts where we shot some of the video stuff. We were standing on rocks that when I was there before, I didn't even know that existed because it was 3 feet underwater.
Oh, wow.
And now we're driving around on the rocks. So, yeah.
That's incredible. Well,
Yeah.
Again, these things, my hat's off to you guys because you're out there doing it. I like to live vicariously through you. Jeeping. Which, speaking of hats, everybody's kind of, if you're watching the video, you see this is a hat that's going to be probably going online here pretty soon. It's kind of a sample that we did and we kind of liked it, but it's a little different style. This is it's hard to see, but it's kind of a cool gray pattern.
Yeah.
You can kind of see that pattern. And then
Is it a solid? Is it solid or is it mesh?
It's mesh back.
A Kirker hat.
Oh, yeah.
It's a Richardson hat.
Fitted.
Hard to get right now because that brand is hard to get, but it is a Richardson hat. You can see
Fitted.
the brand right there, meshed back. So it got the M in the back, so you can kind of wear it like that if you want. You got the front. When they first did it, and we did the first samples, it was just like that. And I thought that was just too simple. But when they sent them back and added that mesh, that M in the back, I thought, this is cool.
It looks good. I like it.
Like that.
Yeah.
Only time you ever see me wearing the hat in the back, all right, I'm cool. And
You just
put on
need
my
some
sunglasses.
roller skates and yeah.
Oh, see, we need some Metalcloak shades.
Yeah, Metalcloak shades. There we go.
Yes, you can do that.
Yeah,
There you go.
I happen
Part
to
of your
know somebody
merch.
who designs sunglasses,
There you go.
or used to. Troy Taterney.
Mhm.
He used to
Well,
design
and
sunglasses.
I think our friend Scott Becker has some contacts in that arena as well.
He does. Yeah, he played that game for a long time.
Yeah.
You can get in with Oakley, the boys, the myth,
Some
the legend.
some phone A's.
I
So
had
the-
phone A's.
So the art
I love it.
cover, even for the Jeep Girl song, has me in the front row. It's
Wow.
from the Rim Rocker. I took an awesome picture at the Rim Rocker. So we'll have Metalcloak all over that front.
Nice.
Yeah.
So I heard some disturbing news,
Oh,
and that was that his Jeep
Jeep is stock.
is totally stock.
Yes.
Like, how did that happen?
well, it's funny because his dad is a Intuit Jeeper and has all metal. He's got a 3.5-inch game changer on his
Everybody
Jeep.
does out there.
And,
Wow.
yeah, and here comes Jeremy and his Jeep, and we were like, wah, wah. But- so yeah, we'll have to take care of it. We'll have to look into that at some point for sure.
We'll have to look into that.
Yeah.
We'll have to look into that at some point. So exciting times. Again, in case I don't say this enough to you guys listening to us on Thanksgiving, we're very thankful for you. All of us at Modern Jeeper, Metalcloak, the Adventure Rack Systems, Modern Jeeper Adventures, for all of you being involved in anything. We're grateful. We wouldn't be here right now if it wasn't for you, right? And even for you guys, like on the other side of this TV screen across the internet, right? That grateful for each and every one of you. I mean, for the two of you, it's great that in this world that we're in now, we can meet amazing people, have amazing interactions with people, just live really, really cool lives, and especially people you can depend upon, right?
Mhm.
And I'm not talking about missing deadlines, because that's me all the time. But I am talking about people who depend.
We never do that.
I actually I was jotting my notes as the last couple of days as we were doing stuff, and it's interesting, and this is a Thanksgiving episode, and if it wasn't for our Jeep family, we wouldn't be able to do what we do like we do it. and we wouldn't have a real reason to do it, because if our Jeep family was horrible, well, I don't want to go be around y'all. So,
Right.
you know, the fact that our Jeep family is just amazing, and for the folks out there, we're so thankful for the people who actually stand up for the things that they believe in. And I think that's becoming rare, because I mean, as Jeepers, we're all unique. We don't do stuff like everybody else does. We all build vehicles because they're ours, and we want them to be different from everybody else's. And if people didn't do that, I don't think we'd have the Jeep cult or the Jeep culture that we do today. So yeah, thankful for that for sure. And the opportunity for us to be able to pursue and share our passions with others. Again, if it wasn't for great companies, great people, I don't know what we'd be doing. And I think there's some crossover there to corporate America, and a lot of you guys out there work extremely hard for that dollar, and for you to then, and for your time. Your time is just as valuable as anything else. So you take the time, you hang out with us, you listen to these podcasts, you read our goofy emails and our goofy posts and our goofy stories. That all makes a difference for us personally. Jessy and I were having a conversation today as we were driving, and it's funny. I remember when I had a job, it was just my job. Mm-hmm. It was my career, but I didn't talk about it or live it all the time, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. When it was 5 o'clock, I went home and I tried to not think about work. And in the role we're in now and the way things are today, we're very fortunate to be able to be doing what we do 24/7 and still enjoy it and still like it and still want to share it with others. And hopefully we provide some value in doing that for everyone as well.
Well said. Well said. I do take obsession to one thing. Goofy, really, like goofy stories and goofy emails. I mean, what are you trying to say there? I think we provide valuable content. I think, but yeah, that was incredibly well said. You know, it's been 13 years, I think, since we opened our doors, and I jokingly reference the fact that I've never done anything for 13 years, right? You know, just still think about it. Hell, I got out of the Navy after 12 years, and it's like, this is the first time I've done something that was consistent for this long. And it's because time just flies by. Yeah. You know, you do it, you're doing it, we're enjoying it. We have targets, we get stuff done, and we're always pushing and always pushing and always pushing. And then when you get to the other side of it, it's like, wow, it's been going and it's been incredible. You know, the opportunity to meet people, the customers. I honestly wish I had an opportunity to just like still back in the day when I used to be able to take calls and actually process. And so I knew almost every customer, because if I wasn't the one answering the phone, getting them, I was the one calling them back and saying, thank you. Right. And so there's a certain disconnect, but all you guys out there, all you listeners, right. And in fact, I'm going to do something real quick. I haven't talked to Corey about this real quick, but I honestly want to hear from you guys what you're thankful for. So whether you're listening to this and watching it on YouTube, or you're listening to this on Apple, whatever, send us a comment, put a message on YouTube. In fact, let's just do it. Go over to YouTube. If you're listening to this on podcast, go to youtube.com/ModernJeeper. Listen to this video, watch this video, like this video, and in the comment sections, tell us what you're thankful for.
Yeah.
All right. Mm-hmm. We will randomly choose one of those and send them a $300 gift certificate.
Cool.
Yep.
Okay.
Cool.
And I'm doing that as incentive because I want to know what you're thankful for, guys. We want to hear from you. We want to know what you're thankful for as Jeepers, as family, as friends. What is it you're thankful for this year?
You know, this is so cool. It's so funny. And for our listeners, Matson and I didn't talk about this. Jessy and I, we didn't know Matson was going to do this, but it's so funny. In the very top of my book that I write my notes in, I don't know if you can see that, but it says, and I wrote a note the other day when I heard it, and the title, the first page of my new notebook is spontaneous. And I wrote, that we have lost it. Everything now needs a focus group or an approval or a need to make sure that nobody's offended by doing the things we do. We've lost all spontaneity and magic. And without spontaneity and magic, we don't have a direction. So the fact that you just did this spontaneously shows you that we can get it. We can obtain spontaneity, and we can do things and make things exciting and bring back that magic.
And that's awesome because, you know, the thing I think about as a father is trying to be realizing that I'm not spontaneous enough with my kids. Like, you come home, you're in a state of mind, you have a goal of things to do. You're sitting around the dinner table. Last night we're sitting around the dinner table. Kids are like, we want to do a flashlight walk. And flashlight walk was our thing that we would normally do. And we used to do it every night until I hurt my foot. And then I kind of got out of it. But it's where, what do? Sun went down, we grab our flashlights and we go for a walk. It was a cool thing for them, right? And they want to do it. And I had to literally stop for a second because my instant reaction was, no, we don't really have time for that. That's my reaction in my head.
Yep.
And I had to look over the clock, give myself a second and go, yes, of course we're going to do that. Of course we're going to do that. They're being spontaneous, right? Far be it from me to the guy to try to squash that from their point of view. Like, no, I don't have time for that. It wasn't part of the plan.
Right. Because that's what we do. We get it in our minds. These are our routines, and our routines are very comfortable. And doing something out of that routine, it's amazing what a feeling it is. Typically, it should go well. I mean, there are times when spontaneously you make a decision and maybe it wasn't the right one. But
I've been smacked a couple times.
You learned.
Yeah.
It's a learning experience.
Don't spontaneously grab sorry.
It's no different than mixing it up. And I think as we mix up our routines and we get outside of our comfort zones, it really is eye-opening to get another perspective. It can be something so simple. And I'm going to say, and you guys are going to go, this is ridiculous. The place where you always get gas or fuel or whatever, go a block down, go to somewhere different. Doing something different in your routine, and you're going to see new people. You're going to see a new place. It's going to be different. And making that whole coming to an intersection and whether you go straight, right, or left, those changes, you don't know. I know you should go straight to get to your place, but what happens if you go left and you happen to take the long way to where you're going? Is that such a bad thing?
Right.
Egg Nog.
Well, it's interesting you mentioned comfort zones because we do get into comfort zones, right? And I love the idea of changing where you might normally get gas or you normally get your coffee in the morning. Tim Ferriss, somebody I've read a lot of in his stuff and listen to podcasts. He does a little challenge, and he goes, go out, and this is purely for just comfort zones, right? He says, go into a Starbucks or wherever you get your coffee, and as they're picking your order, ask for a 10% discount. Just ask for the discount. Right. And who knows what'll happen, but nobody does that. You don't do that, but ask for a discount just to see, like, hi, can I get a 10% discount? They're either going to laugh at you. They're going to say no. They might say yes. And they might just say, well, we don't do that. I mean, whatever. But overcoming that little bit of fear to ask that question and doing something differently, right? It'll set a different mood for you for the day too. Like, it's the set of accomplishment. Right. It's like you guys going in there. I'm sure, when you walk in, I know what you're like, but when you walked into your hotel and they're mandating a mask, I know me, like you get a little bit of blood pressure goes up, a little bit of it, the hairs come up back, you get into that cat attack mode and be like, are you freaking kidding me?
Right. Like, or you throw it on. Yeah.
Yeah. Or you just kind of throw it on and go, hey, that's cool. I understand. But that's also the difference, right? Like we have to step out of our comfort zone, which also means to a certain degree, being willing to challenge the status quo around our lives too, right?
That's right.
It's what is the status quo? What do you have going on right now? I walk around this building every day. It's my daily walkabout and try to do it early in the morning, sometimes do it in the afternoons. And when I do it, it's not just get up out of my chair and walk around the building. It's changing your point of view. Like I'm going to walk around this building an observer, as if I don't know what's going on, because I want to observe things. I don't want to just go around to here and say, hi guys, and like, hey, it's Matson. Hey, cool to see you. Good to see you. I hope you're having a great day.
Right.
I want to observe. I'm walking around almost as a customer would, or as somebody who doesn't know, because then you see things. You see things that you see out points, or you see things that could be fixed, or you see things that might be something that you can help improve. And that's true about life, right? Like,
Absolutely.
when you get out there,
it's when we take the time to actually, I don't know, understand or focus or see the things that we're looking at. We all look at stuff, but do we see it? 9 times out of 10, we're just blowing through something and we're moving on. I got a challenge for everybody. The next time you're on Facebook and there's a bunch of comments and somebody asked a question, stop. I know you want to answer the question because you know the answer. Read what has already been said first. I know that sounds crazy.
Jessy's face that was precious.
insane.
But there have been posts where it's 75 of the right answer or the wrong answer. And it's just funny to me. Like, what have we become? What are we doing? Why do we feel the need? I just got to answer this guy because I know the answer, and I want to prove to him that I know the answer too.
Yeah.
So I'm going to comment with the other 100 people that have also said the exact same thing.
Because I want you to validate my answer.
Ugh.
Right.
Because it's all about validation.
Well, and I've got to that point where the people can go to my Facebook page and there's rarely a comment from me. In fact, you see more of posts I'm tagged in for my wife than you'll ever see of me. But every once in a while I'll get in there and go, you know what? I got to make a political statement, or I got to discuss something. And I'll do that. And then I found that it's better to walk away. Like, I make the statement, I'll walk away. There are some usual suspects who will come out here from the word work, old high school buddies and stuff, and they just go down this whole thing. And I'm sorry, I may have taken the time to write 3 or 4 paragraphs, but when your reply to me is 10 paragraphs, you got too much time on your hands.
Yeah, yeah.
And you're not going to debate that. So I've come to the conclusion that I simply don't debate that. Same thing's true about even people that come out and say, negative stuff about Metalcloak. And I've found that on the internet, or make negative stuff about ModernJeeper. Negative, it's like, you know what? I'm at the point now where I don't really care. I'm not going to sit there and try to debate you on it, fight you on it, whatever. It's your point of view.
Yep.
Life exists.
Everybody's entitled to it.
Absolutely. Opinions are like assholes. Is that what they say? Right?
Something like that.
Everybody's got one.
But in a nice way. The truth is that it is what it is. So don't get caught up in it, because don't get caught up in the negativity. My nephew was over the house the other day and he's like, I don't know, man. I just can't. He's going through some troubles. I said, well, get out of it. Well, I can't. No, just get out of it. Like, why are you stuck in your head? Right? Because he was so down on some stuff. It's like, you decide how you're going to be today. When you wake up in the morning and you say it's going to be a bad day because maybe you don't feel it usually is.
Yep.
When you decide it's going to be a great day, when I come home, I decide I'm going to be at cause over home. I'm going to leave work. Like, I get out of the truck, I drive home, and it's what's great about actually driving again, because it's part of my process. When I was Ubering, it was harder, but drive home, I stop, I get out of the truck. When I walk in that front door, I've changed it. Like, my life is, I'm not walking in the door going, man, it was a tough day.
Right.
I had this conversation with Corey today. Oh, Jesus. Right.
Or Will's being a pain in the ass.
Yeah. Right. Damn, all these people. Instead, I walk in and you change your hat, right? Change your hat. You change your hat around. Now you're daddy or whatever. But that's how you do it in life, right? You have to decide as you're going around life, like, this is the things that are going, and be thankful. Look at these things. Look at these things. Amazing. Look at this amazing life that we have. Right.
Absolutely.
When people get on stuff about, like, even Thanksgiving, and I'm sorry, I love Thanksgiving. I think the basic story of Thanksgiving is awesome. It pisses me off that there are so many attempts to cancel Thanksgiving or to make Thanksgiving out, or like we were just murderous bastards in our history, and therefore, white supremacy or whatever. And all we did was it. That's not what it was about. And if you can't bring joy and thanks into people's lives and enjoy the positive on it,
That's right.
just bye-bye. Just go away.
Yeah.
I don't need you.
And as much as our marketing campaigns for these shopaholics want it to just be Christmas time, we've got time. Christmas will still happen. It's still coming. It's not going to move. It's not going to get here any faster. We don't have to start putting up Christmas decorations right after we take our pumpkins down.
Well, and I don't know what it's like in your neighborhood. And I was actually proud of my neighborhood. I got maybe 2 sets of Christmas lights up compared to last year when it seemed like like a month out before Thanksgiving, the entire neighborhood was Christmas. And on a certain level, I understand. What's that?
Everybody was bored and they wanted Christmas cheer because it was
exactly. And I
bored in the
understood
house.
that, but I also felt like, are you kidding me? Like, we haven't even had Thanksgiving, but I felt like there was this move towards, let's cancel Thanksgiving. Let's just go through and make it Christmas and get rid of Thanksgiving.
Right. If we're not going to get with our families and be thankful, then let's just give each other gifts that we can't get. And,
right. Exactly. But I think it's changed. I think this year is great. I think the people are really taking the time to actually enjoy Thanksgiving. So that'll be cool. So again, for all of our listeners out there, you're enjoying Thanksgiving, you're listening to us. I think you're awesome. And, I wish I was there actually enjoying some of your turkey, ham, and green beans.
So right after your Thanksgiving toast, all of our listeners, you guys toast with your families, and then have, I don't know, 4, 6, 8 more cocktails or whatever you need, and then get on YouTube and send us some comments.
Yes,
that's
please.
Right. Yeah, send us your comments, and I'll send you my address. You could send me, some leftovers. Turkey sandwich. I like a nice, dark meat.
Turkey and cranberry.
Dark meat, cranberry, lots of mayo. I love my mayo guy, on a good sourdough. That's fine. You can wrap it up, send it to me. I'm okay. The address here at Metalcloak. Otherwise, I'll just eat. That's my favorite part of Thanksgiving, honestly, besides all the people and the love and everything
leftovers.
Is the next day. Turkey sandwich the next day. And it just can't be beat.
Yeah, there's something about a cold turkey sandwich that is just amazing.
Yes.
Turkey and rice.
Yeah.
Turkey and rice.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah, I can do that. So, okay, so you guys, we do need to talk a little bit about Jeeps, and there's been some pretty cool stuff happening, I think, in the Jeep world. One thing at Metalcloak, we're going to talk about actually Adventure Rack Systems, because Adventure Rack Systems is really taken off. I don't even seen some of the stuff.
Oh yeah,
the
Captain
obviously you guys have.
I was like, what? Well, is he a boat guy at the weekends? What is going on?
So that's it. So Mike, if you listen to the podcast, you'll learn about Mike's boating history, right? But he is, that was podcast, was 2. Was it 140, 141? I think it was 141.
Yeah. So 140.
He is a captain. He's got his license to do ships. And so one of the ways he keeps it going is on the weekends, he sometimes pilots some of these party boats going up and down the Sacramento River. And as part of, I think he works for Hornblower or something part-time or whatever. But yeah, they have these big party boats. And so he wears his full captain's whites and does that. And so for the fun of it, he was like, yeah. And if you want to hear what they're talking about, go to the Adventure Rack Systems Facebook page.
Yes. And
you'll see, and it's also, I think, on the Instagram page, you'll see him dressed in his whites, and he's the marketing guy. Like, go for it, experiment. So he's just experimenting, but Captain Obvious, talking about different things in the sale. Pretty cool. But you'll see the new videos popping up on the Adventure Rack Systems YouTube page, which includes the rack system guys that Corey has already been running around with, the bed rack system, both a mid riser and a high riser, which, by the way, if you go to adventureracksystems.com, and even though you may know guys that are Tacoma guys, well, check it out, because we have a Tacoma section of adventureracksystems.com that has these racks as well. And then we have the cab over system.
Right.
Now, we were hoping to be first to market with that. Turns out one of those other companies got a cab over system that they call the Stealth or something like that, which isn't very stealthy because it's pretty obvious. But unfortunately, and that's I try not to be too much against other companies, but when you're using standoffs against a hard top to keep your rack from moving around against a hard top,
no,
it doesn't make
sense.
Can't do that.
No.
So you're going to put a bunch of weight and have your hard top with these little rubber standoffs that are going to be the ones
just going to dig into the paint.
Right. I mean, KMS, when they came out with their prototype for the jail rack, the one that we never even like touched any of their designs. We didn't have the designs. We started from scratch, but we saw one of the prototypes, and on their prototype, they used the standoffs because they were just using the same kind of mounts that everybody else was using, and there was just no structure and support there. And unfortunately, these other companies done the same thing. But the mounting system that ARS has done in the front of the jail is unprecedented. Nobody else has done that. So for the jail and JT, you have incredible strength. And now we have this cool cab over system that goes over an entire cab that can do like up to 600 pounds. A few bolts you could pull off your hard top. I mean, it's an incredible and awesome system. So it's on mine. I also have the boardwalk on mine, which is cool. A bunch of big planks that come out. So big, massive rack. Plus I have, in fact, the funny thing is, I'm excited about this. I have the mid-riser bed rack, and I put the iCamper on top.
Oh, right. Now everything is about cab height level?
About just under cab height. And because the iCamper is turned like it's if it was on top of the car, you would turn it with the slope going towards the front. I got it turned away. So I almost got a little bit of a fastback thing going on, right? Because it comes over the top, airflow over the top, down off the iCamper. So
that's cool.
It's just Adventure Access has some great stuff. So very thankful for what's been developed over there, and for all of those people that want to get out and just enjoy life this next year. Cool stuff coming in there. We got cool stuff. The 4xe kit is about to go live. 4xe skid plates about to go live. Bronco stuff coming out there for our Bronco fans. Toyota stuff coming out. Ram stuff coming out. I mean, 2021 has been an incredible year of development for Metalcloak Adventure Rack Systems and all we're doing. So very thankful for the people that we have working here, for especially in a time when it seems to be hard to find good employees. Our HR director, Ray Harris, has done an incredible job of finding good people that want to work, enjoy working, enjoy doing that, and rewarding them for it, right? And both that, not only on the engineering staff, office staff, and all the people here, but also the floor and production guys that are just the salt of the earth. You know, people who want to come in and do a valuable amount of something in exchange, right? Put in a good exchange for what they're getting, right? And I think that's just incredible because it's hard to find. And
absolutely.
So I'm very thankful to my partners and to everybody here who's just continued to help this company grow. And I'm thankful, especially this time and I pray about him every day, but my partner, Doug, who's been going through some health stuff, and he's at the other end of it now, which is now just the repair time. So he's gone through the radiation. He's gone through all of that. And for those, he has the same throat cancer that Larry McRae has. If you hear about that from a previous podcast, and Dave Cole's had, he's going through that, but he's on the other side of the radiation. I think he has the last one in the next couple of days, and then it's just repair. That's just letting the body heal itself.
Awesome. That's awesome.
So we're very, very thankful for him. So on this Thanksgiving Day, I just wanted to share for every one of you what is important to me and what is thankful for us. What about you guys? What's on the top of your list?
Again, for us, it's family and friends, and the fact that I have this one to run around with me, and keep me out of trouble, keep me company.
Thank you, Jessy.
Keep my head on square. Everybody we work with, all of our relationships and partnerships throughout the industry, we would not be able to do what we do if it wasn't for those relationships and partnerships. So, and again, family and friends will always come before. We all struggle with something in our life, but at the end of the day, family and the people who are around you and support you, those are the most important things. So, without that, none of these days matter unless you don't have, things to share with people. Again, this is a time of year where those friendships or relationships that are broken or busted and you've messed up, maybe this is the time you can go back and reflect on those and either fix, repair, or move on from them.
I'm glad you said that, because if you can't handle them, if you can't fix them, sometimes you do need to just move on from them.
That's right. That's
Mhm.
exactly right. Yeah, we're excited. We're excited for 2022. The Modern Jeeper Adventure stuff. I'll be working on that in the next, probably over this weekend, and getting the dates put up and whatnot. We'll get registrations coming on the Modern Jeeper Adventures website for next year's adventures, and may have some new ones coming about. And keep your eyes open for that.
And then the Rim Rocker Trail, I got to decide on some dates, so we'll
Yeah.
have that
Nice.
again, and hopefully we'll have more turnout.
Well, there is also the calendar is coming together. It's actually at the
Right.
printer right now, so we'll have that
Nice.
next month. And which I actually realized I was almost a month ahead of schedule.
I know.
Well, I shouldn't
Good
say a month
job.
ahead of schedule. A month ahead of last year. I was looking at
There
emails
you
from
go.
December
Right.
17th where I'm working on the
Yep.
calendar. And this year I'm like, oh wow, that's pretty good. So I'm getting kudos around here for being ahead
Yes.
of the game, which is
I'm
really
sure it
still.
makes you feel better too.
You
I
were
don't know
ahead of
about
last year. I
that.
don't know if you were ahead of the game. You were ahead of last year. I'm not sure you were ahead of the game.
Well, I built the game. I designed the game. I set the standards for the game. So, try to keep up with me on my own game.
Okay, we'll play Squid Game next.
Oh, dude, did you see that? Mr.
I had him
Beast?
watch it.
We
We
watched
stopped
the whole
what we were
thing.
watching, and I told him he had to watch it.
So
We watched it all.
Yeah. So I
Yeah.
haven't seen it. I saw a little piece on it pop up, like a
crazy.
little preview. But he said if he got 10 million likes, he'd like do this thing, and here it is. So I apparently, like, Mr. Beast was on Jimmy Kimmel, which I'm not a fan of Jimmy Kimmel, but he was on Jimmy Kimmel with Mark Roper, both YouTube guys, and we were talking about these special projects they're doing. And it was kind of funny because Jimmy Kimmel had no idea how to describe what Mr. Beast does. Like,
Mhm.
are you like, you're basically like you? I think he thought he was like Jackass, like he did stupid Jackass style pranks and
He's a
stuntman stuff.
creator.
He didn't get it. He's a creator and he's a content creator. But
Mhm.
I got to watch this. So was it good? It's like, did he do a good job with the Squid Games?
Oh, so we haven't seen. We only watched
you're watching the
all
real Squid Games.
real
We're
Squid
talking
Games.
about the
yeah,
the next
Oh, so did you watch like your first? Have you seen the total first
all of it.
episode
The
yet?
the whole
whole
first
season.
season.
Okay, so so were you like the rest of us? Like you see, you sitting there watching the first episode, and
I was like,
oh my
God.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
my thing is that Mr. Beast posted and said if I got 10 million likes on this
Right.
post, he would
Right.
do his own Squid Game. So apparently that's
so he
coming
did
out, or it's out, or it's coming out in
Oh.
the next 24 hours. His own Squid Games.
uh-oh.
Oh, huh.
I will have to see this.
Interesting.
Except I think nobody dies.
That would
I
be
was
really
about
hard for him to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It might be difficult.
I know. Third world country. You can do it. You can get away with anything.
Yeah, you could do it overseas or something.
Oh my
Probably be all
maybe.
right.
On the seas. Just throw the bodies.
Right.
He'll see when he watches
But yeah,
it.
I don't even know. I just know that Squid Games. I think you're going to see, by the way, I heard there's a glut in the market for translators now that Netflix and all these groups are coming out with these simultaneously translated productions around the world. But I don't think you're
just
going to have as
weird.
many that catch on like Squid Games did.
Yeah, I think it's definitely one of those cult following things kind of deal. Yeah.
So we're talking about death and Squid Games and television on Thanksgiving. By the way,
Yeah.
guys, no, I don't watch football on Thanksgiving Day. I think
Yeah.
it's sacrilegious to watch football on Thanksgiving Day. I don't like football on Thanksgiving Day. It's to be with their family and friends, not in front of the television watching football.
Unless it's OU and OSU, then it's okay.
Yeah. Okay. But yeah, it's like you get this, and that being said, I think it's one of our buddies, one of our fans, actually, with Metalcloak products, is on the Detroit Lions. But I still don't like watching football.
I haven't watched a football game in 5 years at least.
Yeah, it's kind of me too. It's quite frankly just a matter of time. Like, what I'm going to do on a Sunday, I'm going to go play with my kids, or I'm going to watch football.
Yeah.
And it's not much of a thing because I didn't play football. I'm not one of these guys like just massive fan of football. So I enjoy it, but I enjoyed it because it was the one sport I could watch and keep track of. I can't keep track of the 100 games or 300, whatever happens.
Whatever.
Right. So anyway, yes, enjoy your family, enjoy your friends. Even though our sale is going on today on Thanksgiving Day as well, and we're giving away, I don't even know how much we're giving away today. Don't there's no need to shop. Honestly, if we had a low sale day on Thursday, on Thanksgiving Day today, I'd be totally fine with it. Because I'd rather you guys either shopped yesterday or shop tomorrow. Spend your time with your family. Enjoy Thanksgiving for what it is. Enjoy the meals, enjoy the people, and just think good, happy thoughts.
Yes.
Yes.
Happy
thoughts.
I'm trying to think of other Jeep stuff to talk about, and I can't think of any other Jeep stuff to talk about.
I think it's okay to let folks enjoy their day. And
yeah. All right. Well, to all of our modern Jeepers out there, we love you, and we love you being a part of us, part of this world, and part of this modern Jeeper community. Big hearts, yes. And we have a share with us. Like I said, go onto YouTube. I am bribing you to share at youtube.com/ModernJeeper. Like the video and share with us what you're thankful for. And we'll randomly choose one of you for a $300 gift certificate. So it's a bribe, and I hope you take me up on it.
Otherwise, you're thankful for me, you'll win.
That's well, I'll tell you what, I will post that I'm thankful for Corey and Jessy. Yeah, absolutely thankful for Corey and Jessy and for all of you out there. So happy Thanksgiving, my friends. Enjoy the turkey, enjoy the stuffing, enjoy the mashed potatoes, enjoy the cranberry sauce, enjoy the green bean casserole, and all the other fine goodies out there. And we'll see you on the rocks.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.